Hello everyone, we're out in the backyard today and I wanted to come on to show you some of the fall plantings that I'll be doing, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so what I decided was that I will be using these grow bags, and so yesterday I went ahead and filled roughly 50 of these grow bags. And the first thing that I'm going to add to the grow bags are onions. So we're going to do several with onions, and we're going to do some with radishes, lettuce, a different variety of lettuce, and some thyme. Now, I want to do a good number of radishes because you can eat the leaves of the radishes. And since I didn't have a whole lot of success with my collards for this year, I want to make sure that I do get some of those leafy greens so that I can have those to cook, to freeze, to can, etc. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll show you some of what I've done so far. And so I started to fill the bags yesterday. And what I did was I took a bulb and dropped it down into the soil. I pushed it down a little bit so that it wouldn't be rolling all around. And one thing that it is important to let you all know is that when these bulbs have been sitting for a while, if they have been in the stores for a while, this is what you'll get. You'll get bulbs that basically have nothing left into them. So I'm tossing them over to the side, and I am selecting the bulbs that are still very, very firm. So be sure that you're filling the containers, whatever packaging the bulb is in, make sure that you're feeling it so that you'll know whether your bulbs are still viable. If you're finding those bulbs that are really hard in your packaging, then you'll know that you'll have something that's going to be good for you to plant and that will ultimately be beneficial in the harvest that you get from the bulbs. Okay, and so I'm going to take these. This is a yellow onion, sweet yellow onion, and I'm just going to plop them into the soil, root side down. So let me show you this one. You see the roots that are on there? Okay, so stick it down into the soil, and then you'll just cover. I'm just using a thin spade to cover, and then I'm going to sit these off in a container and put them away into my outhouse so that they'll have a chance to be out of the hot weather, because this is going to be a cold weather harvest for our crop. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing when it comes to my other vegetables that I'll be harvesting, that I'll be seed starting. And so I'll do the same thing for those, and then we'll just find a way to separate and label so that we'll know exactly what we're getting. I pretty much know what these things look like when they grow, so technically I don't need a label because I have grown all of these things before, and so I know exactly what they look like. I know how to identify them at this point. So that's what we'll be doing. And also, let me talk a little bit about these grow bags. Now, these grow bags are biodegradable. Okay, that's what attracted me to these bags, is that they are biodegradable. And I have started a number of things in these grow bags, including my watermelon. My watermelon seeds, they germinated and inside these bags. They germinated, and the roots came all out of the bags. So I can definitely vouch for them on this. And so I decided, instead of buying new containers, different containers, I was going to utilize the grow bags that I had already purchased. And I probably bought, I can't remember whether it was 400 or 500, but either way, I decided that I was going to utilize these grow bags and, you know, make sure that we are not being wasteful, that we're getting something out of them. Now, what I won't do is plant them into my bed. When I do the transplants, I'm going to take the bags, and there's a slit right here so that you can just tear it down the side. And that's what I'm going to do, just tear it down the side, and then I will go ahead and plant my, you know, my lettuce, my different things into this area here. And this is the area that my husband created a few days back. And so we've got a blend of soils in here. We've got some black cow, we have some potting soil, and we have some compost down there. So it is actually full of earthworms down there. So the soil is very, very healthy. I have some blood meal and bone meal in there. So we are making sure to get the best harvest that we absolutely can get, since we're going into the cold weather months. And this is going to be my first time planting the onions. Now, I do have a couple of onions that I started from using them in the house for stuff that I bought from the store, but actually having onion bulbs, and look at that, see, it's trying to do its thing already. But these are going to need to go into a less warm and humid location until probably late September. So I'm gonna give them a chance to start in these bags, and then we will take them from the bag and then we will put them into the ground. And it's as simple as that. That's where we're gonna go with it. All right. And so before I go, let me just say my little spiel about making certain that we are growing food for our families. You don't have to have acres and acres and acres in order to grow food and to be to have a sustainable amount of food for your family. As you can see, we are utilizing, we don't even have a full acre here, but we are utilizing all of this property to grow. We have probably, I don't know, maybe 10 different fruit trees here on this property. We have moringa, we have just you name it. And I haven't even talked about this little baby right here. So this is a pomegranate seedling, and I bought this from a seller on Etsy, I want to say, and it has grown a good deal since I bought it, but it's still in one of these small pots, and I'm going to leave it there. I transplanted it there from a very, very small pot when I first got it. And so this pomegranate will grow well in a pot, so that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it in this small pot. As it gets a little bit bigger, maybe they're a little bit stronger, it's looking really, really healthy, but as it grows a little bit, then I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it into a larger pot. I don't even have the pot yet, but I'm going to give it some time and just allow it to just grow and do its thing. But back to what I was saying, we don't have to have a ton of acreage in order to make moves for our family, in order to do things that we need to do and grow food for our family. We have a wall that is just full of herbs and lettuces, different types of things. And, you know, other than having to make sure that it is watered every day, you can do so many things. This wall was built by my husband. It's not anything complicated. We don't have to do complicated things to make sure that we're taking care of our families. And I just see the amount of recalls that are happening on different food products and food items. I just see so much happening. I see so much happening around us, and I want to make sure that we are doing the best that we possibly can to take care of our family. And so that's why I got, you know, so many onions, because we use onions like we have a whole family here. So we use a lot of onions to season our food. This dandelion plant, I harvested seeds from this dandelion. It was here. So I harvested the seeds from there a couple of days ago, and that's going to give me extra medicine for my family. It's going to give me, you know, we believe in our food being our medicine rather than taking prescriptions, but something as simple as having dandelion. Down here we have some thyme already growing right there. We have some thyme that is already growing, but I have to have more thyme. So you can take small containers and you can grow things. It does not have to be fancy. Ours have gotten old, you know, they're rusty, and so we're going to change them out once the season changes. We're going to change those out too, and we're going to put some new things in, and we're going to plop some of those, some of the lettuce, the sage here. We're going to plop some of those things in different places so that we can add new things, just nourish our soil, get it back, you know, mixed with some great nutritious compost, so that we can really do what we need to do to get the best harvest that we possibly can. So there are so many simple ways that we can do this and take care of our family. And so don't take this lightly. Don't take this lightly. Make sure that you're doing everything in your power to have food in your own yard for your family. So thank you so much to those who have already subscribed. Thank you so much to those who will subscribe because of this video. I appreciate you. God bless you. And I will talk to you guys on the next video.